Previously, in part 1 of the studio tour, I showed you the space that I work out of. All the things that were there in it, my desk, my art supplies, my books, and my embarrassing childhood photo, everything. And in this episode, I'd like to give you a walkthrough of the other part of the studio. All the things that are there in it, all the cool stuff that we do in it, and the folks that I work with on a daily basis. So let's jump into it, shall we? The hall is where the team works at. Yep, I do have a team. A lot of what I do actually requires a lot of help from other people. I used to be the guy who does everything, like, from drawing to making illustrations to shooting the video, editing it, taking care of the business administration work, emails, blah, 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 blah. Now I just let other people do it for me. It's easier, apparently. Your life is a lot easier when you just let go of the control. These guys right here, these guys make what I do possible because I have my foot in a lot of projects and a lot of things, and if it weren't for these folks, I couldn't do what I do. You know what, let me introduce you to them. So first up, you have Sashikant, our main video producer slash in-house Tarantino. Then you have Kapil, who's our studio manager, who does everything from admin to design stuff to all other bunch of other things we don't usually mention. And then there's Praveen, he's our in-house video editor slash singer slash musician. He thinks he sings really good. And he is right. And then there's Emmanuel. He's our new guy, who's also our video editor and video producer. And then there's Sai Krishna. He works from home and he's our technical Guruji. That's his title position actually. So yeah, the main hall is where most of these guys work out of, and they just work wherever they like to. Sometimes they sit on the couch and work on the carpet, or they just sit on the desk. So they have all their desks arranged in this long row style fashion because they all seem to stay close to each other when they're working. Plus we also have a couple of things hanging on the wall to make the space look more interesting. And right here we have our rollout sheet. This is this one long paper roll that all you need to do is just roll it down, so we have this very cool seamless colored background. And this is where actually we shoot most of our videos for Drawing Camp, which by the way is my drawing program. You should probably check it out. Also, the first chapter is free. If you want to start drawing, go check that thing out down below in the description. This paper roll gives that very clean, seamless yellow background that I get in most of my Drawing Camp videos. And also we can switch it to like a green screen and probably change colors. Also do a couple of funky things. And then there's our chill spot. This big soft couch and even softer carpet is, my friend, one of the best things about the studio. The carpet is so bloody soft, sometimes just sit there and ponder about the softness of my life. It's very, very soft. And also this is our weekly board game spot where we play board games like Risk, Monopoly, Scotland Yard, and we're trying to get our hands on Life. I bought a new Life board game. I don't have it anymore. I think I need to get a new copy, but we play Risk, which is fantastic. Scotland Yard, I like it, but not that much, but I love Monopoly. The cupboard by the couch houses most of the books that I own. I use these books often for like art, and sometimes these books are just sketchbooks. It's got a bunch of books in there. I don't know what books, but it's got a bunch of books. That's all I know. I don't sometimes just don't even go through those things. It's like one of those things, libraries in your home or something. You just buy a bunch of books. It looks cool, but you don't use it. Probably not too often. Probably like once every 2 weeks or something. I need to go in there and take something out of it. And then over here you have a bunch of papers we use for the top-down shots, the overhead shots that we do. These papers serves as like backgrounds, like green paper, orange paper, red card, all these things used for those cool, clean looking overhead shots. On the very corner of our studio, we have the spot, the sacred spot where nobody goes into because you literally cannot, because it has a bunch of stands in there. It's got the light stands, C-stands, all the equipments, tripod, and all the stuff that needs to be standing, right? It's over there on that side of the studio. So if we ever want to shoot something, we just quickly whip it out, set it up, and boom, we shoot stuff. That's how that whole thing is set up. And we don't have enough space in the studio to sort of like allocate a specific space for it, but right now that spot is what's working. And then you have the kitchen. You know what, I'm not going to go into the kitchen because it's probably the most dirtiest part of the studio, because we just store boxes in there, right? It doesn't even have like proper lights. We just store boxes in there, and we have a bunch of teacups, and we have a coffee maker in there which we don't use. and my old fridge, which we don't use as well. So, well, there you have it. That's the kitchen. And my friend, that is the end of the space actually. This is the whole apartment. This whole apartment started out with an empty room with just me a couple of years back, and now we're slowly making it more convenient and functional to work at while accommodating other people's work as well. And there you have it. That is the studio space. This is where I and this is where we work at. It's kind of fun. I think that would be the end of this video.